Coach Pop made it clear that he can't address the legal aspect per se, detail by detail, but he did stand by the managerial staff and explains how he believes they've handled this situation. The San Antonio Spurs are facing unchartered territory. The team and former player Josh Primo are facing a lawsuit from the team's former psychologist, Dr. Hillary Cauthen. She alleges Primo exposed himself to her multiple times.
Anybody that has observed the Spurs over a very long period of time knows that an accusation like this would be taken very seriously.
Spurs head coach Gregg Popovich spoke with us hours after the Bexar County Sheriff's Office confirmed they made contact with the alleged victim involved in the Primo incident and started a preliminary investigation into the allegations. We asked Coach Popovich if he was told about the allegations in June.
This is in the hands of lawyers now, and so I can't go there, and I'm not going to go there. I'm absolutely confident that the men and women on the managerial staff that dealt and are dealing with this did so purposefully, efficiently, promptly, and did it with the utmost care.
Before the game started, we came outside to kind of get the pulse of the fans, see how they're feeling about everything. Everyone we spoke with says they're shocked. They say this is uncharted territory, and they're hoping for more answers as time goes on.
We have fans that are asking for transparency and maybe don't quite understand how long the legal process could take. Could you speak to that?
The only thing I would say to the fans is to consider the statement I just made about how we've handled things over many years.
The organization I worked for has failed me.
It is a story that continues to make national headlines. Today, new details emerging over allegations of indecent exposure against former San Antonio Spur Josh Primo and claims the team mishandled those complaints. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jonathan Martinez.
And I'm Simone D'Alba. The big question for the Spurs is what comes next, both legally and for the team's image after the latest developments in the Josh Primo allegations.
And News 4 San Antonio's Amanda Henderson spoke with experts who explain how they see things going.
The 12-page lawsuit is new territory for the Spurs. For a team that's used to making headlines for its 5 NBA championships, this legal bombshell has fans wondering what it will do to the team.
The next thing is that the Spurs will have to file an answer, and they have 30 days from when it was filed, and then the discovery process starts.
San Antonio attorney Tim Maloney says there is also the question of who is held legally responsible.
The question would be the liability of the organization versus Josh himself. Since he was an employee of the organization. But the situation is really notice. Did the Spurs actually have notice that this was ongoing and failed to take any kind of preventative action? If the Spurs had notice, they got a hell of a problem.
So for the team that's long been known for its squeaky clean reputation, how do they move forward from this?
Organizations like the Spurs would want to regain control of the narrative and minimize assumption.
Jesse Moore with Citywide SEO says the other key right now is transparency.
The longer that it just continues, like I said, assumptions can start to be made and the story can continue to grow and grow.
When they say we would like to share more information, why not just share that information?
You really cannot do that once litigation is filed, because any statement you make at this time can be used in subsequent discovery and depositions and whatnot.
Troubleshooters combed through the new city budget and found for the first time there is money set aside for an overnight security guard to patrol Market Square. The city calls it a proactive measure, but shop owners lament it didn't happen soon enough.
With windows boarded up,
you got all these emotions.
Market Square shop owners like Lucinda Simmons, angry, frustrated, scared.
It just upsets you.
4 smash and grab burglaries captured by security cameras last month during the overnight hours. This one shows 2 men making plenty of noise as they bag up merchandise, including entire displays of jewelry. Another shows a burglar approaching a window with some kind of rod.
They swung at it and then it broke the glass.
Greg Pena is president of the El Mercado Association. His family's owned shops here for 45 years.
What you feel inside is just like a just something just got ripped out of you in a way.
Since the crime spree, the troubleshooter spotted a new overnight private security guard paid for through the new city budget. The addition means Market Square now has security patrol 24 hours a day.
And it's a start, but I hope that in the future that the city has a security team that will be looking into seeing what can be added on. Another layer of security here at the market.
This is like the essence of downtown San Antonio.
Sergeant Washington Moscoso says SAPD's now arrested one of the two people believed to be responsible for most of the burglaries.
Shop owners tell us that hiring this overnight security guard is a start, but they'd like to see more presence from SAPD. What commitment is SAPD willing to make to them?
We have officers that are committed to this area as well as park police, and we started to do undercover with our undercover detectives on the bike patrol unit operations in the Market Square to identify and deter crime in the area.
The undercover operation started Tuesday night, resulting in 3 arrests and 4 citations. As for what's sparking the uptick in crime, 2 things changed during the pandemic. More homeless activity, and the iconic Mi Tierra restaurant is no longer open 24 hours a day.
We had a bigger presence just with officers stopping in to eat when Mi Tierra was open 24 hours a day.
Why is the situation so dependent on a private business for overnight security?
I wouldn't say that there is dependent on the business. I think when the business is open, you're going to have more foot traffic.
Mi Tierra's owners tell us the crime surge is heartbreaking, and while they applaud the new overnight security measures and police presence, say these are great first steps, but we will need to relentlessly work together to keep downtown San Antonio safe.
Where they broke the window of this door.
Since Market Square is a city facility, Benya would like to see SAPD set up a permanent workspace here to give the family-owned shops more peace of mind.
Just small businesses, and some of us have even 2 jobs to, be able to keep going.